We're starting off the Columbus Black on Blast, and I want y'all to make sure that y'all tune in, because what we're going to start to do is we're going to highlight movers, shakers, and creators that are making a difference in our community right here in Columbus, Ohio. So I want y'all to stay tuned. But before we go there, a couple of PSAs for y'all, right? So make sure you are definitely visiting COLUMBUSBLACK.com on a regular basis to know what's actually going on right here in our capital city. Second of all, make sure you download that really cool app that's called MILE, which stands for Make Your Life Entertaining. That's how you stay abreast of everything going on. If you're a promoter, make sure you post your event and it notifies people of what's going on around the city within 50 miles of where your event is located. So that's super cool. And on top of that, it's free. All right? Last but not least, one of the key things I want y'all to know about for this week, because we're going to be highlighting Richard Crockett of Capital Transportation. We're going to be putting him on blast. And you'll find out the details of a key event that's coming up this Saturday. Is the Live, Laugh, Run 5K. You don't want to miss it. It's great for families to come on out. Bring the kids get to run free. If you can't make it, but you want to make a donation for a very, very great cause, this is your opportunity to do so. But make sure you check us out once again on COLUMBUSBLACK.com, and stay tuned as we get ready to put Columbus Black on blast, starting with Mr. Richard Crockett of Capital Transportation. Get ready. I'm here. It's showtime. We're about to start off with this Columbus Black on Blast issue with Richard Crockett of Capital Transportation. Richard, how are you today?
I'm great, Captain. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys being here today.
Absolutely. Excited to be here.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that I'm pretty excited about is the fact that this is actually our first Columbus Black on Blast, and I'm getting the opportunity to do it with you. Obviously, you've done a lot of great things in our community, and I can't wait for the city of Columbus to really understand the intricacies of all that you actually do. So we're going to make it real easy. So for everybody to know, Richard is the president and CEO of Capital Transportation, and I'm actually going to allow him to do most of the talking, and I'm going to ask some really cool questions. And we keep it real simple. We ask the basics on Columbus Black on Blast. So we start off with the who, the what, the why, when, where, hows, all those basic things that we really need to know about a person and what they are doing to impact our community. So Richard, I'm going to turn it over to you. We're actually going to start off with the who. So tell us a little bit about you, who you are, where you're from, all that good stuff, and then we'll get into the business side.
Sure. Well, okay, again, I want to thank you and Mile and Columbus Black for giving us this opportunity to be the first.
Absolutely.
And we try all of our lives to try and be first. But one of the things that's great about this opportunity is to let the community know about some of the wonderful things we're doing right here at Capital Transportation and Capital Transportation Academy to change the lives of our people right here in Central Ohio. A little bit about me. I grew up in Mobile, Alabama, one of 10 kids.
Mobile, huh?
Yes, grew a Southern boy, and came to Ohio State University and pursued a degree from the University in Business. From there, joined the great fraternity of Kappa Alpha Psi.
That's a pretty great fraternity, a grand fraternity.
Absolutely. Right? So I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi and have been here in the community pretty much since college. Professionally, I started out as a commercial banker for a number of banks. Started my own business in 1990 after leaving about a 5-year stint with the State Ohio Department of Development as a lender and director of a small and minority loan program for them. And then started Capital Resource Group, consulting and investment banking company that essentially helped people who are looking to either get into business or expand their business. And
so pretty good foundation.
Absolutely. So it's a financial foundation, a business foundation that's been really, really rewarding. And after leaving Capital Resource Group, I actually purchased a company called Watkins & Perry, which was a long-time transportation company here in Central Ohio. And from that, two gentlemen who were at retirement age basically purchased the assets of the company and started Capital Transportation. That's been about 20 years ago.
20 years in business.
In business. So,
congratulations.
So God's been good in that regard.
Amen.
So,
all right.
Essentially, we have been a ground transportation provider, providing school busing, shuttle buses, airport transportation, employee transportation. One of our major customers is the Central Ohio Transit Authority. We do paratransit, which is assisting disabled individuals. We also do business with Nationwide Insurance.
So pretty good clients.
So we got some great clients that we service. And then about 5 years ago, recognizing the need and the demand in the trucking and the Class A CDL industry, we started Capital Transportation Academy, and that is truly where the real opportunities for people lies. And so we are building that brand and building that business because it truly provides transformational opportunities to individuals who are looking to get into the transportation industry.
So tell us a little bit more about that, right? So as we look at the what category and what you're doing now with Capital Transportation Academy, you talk about the transformational piece. Walk us through what that process actually looks like to get in the academy and how they're transitioning lives.
Well, you know, we're working across the board with workforce development agencies like Job and Family Services, whether it be Goodwill Columbus, ResCare, which is formerly COWIC. We work with Impact, Alvis House, a number of what we call workforce development agencies. We also are engaged with the Department of Rehab and Corrections, providing opportunities for those individuals who are part of a reentry population who have been incarcerated, giving them an opportunity to become commercial drivers.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
And it all stems around 4 weeks of training. And after that 4 weeks of training, obtaining your commercial driver's license, which is commonly referred to as the CDL. And once you get your CDL, because of the demand in the industry, most students who leave our school have multiple job opportunities ranging in salaries from $45,000 to $50,000 after only 4 weeks of training.
So 4 weeks of training. So when you mentioned the reentry piece, right? So after 4 weeks of training, somebody could be in that $40,000, $50,000 range that quick?
Absolutely. And again, there's two tracks. One is, again, the workforce development. And it's not necessarily those individuals who are unemployed or seeking to get back into the job market. We also get a significant number of people who understand what's happening in the industry with regard to the demand for CDL drivers. And because of that, we're talking about individuals who are looking to change careers. And in changing careers, you know, if you've got a family of 2 or 3, 4 people, and you're making $14, $15 an hour, you're technically underemployed. And so that population is extremely important to us because we help to take that person from a situation where they don't have a livable wage to one where they actually have a livable wage plus real benefits. So those are the kinds of opportunities. And so the trucking companies, no matter which ones we're talking to, they all have huge demand for CDL drivers. And so as a consequence, there's tremendous opportunity not only for individuals who are either unemployed, seeking to change their career, or individuals who are coming back from an incarcerated environment. Again, the laws have changed, the rules have changed tremendously because of the demand. If you don't mind, I'd like to talk a little bit about why there's such a huge demand.
Definitely. Before we get to why, I have a question in regards to, you know, we hear CDL, everybody thinks driving a truck. But my understanding is there's a number of different roles or capacities that fall under having a CDL license, right? And I think with the construction boom, there's probably a huge opportunity there as well. Well,
I can tell you that CDL, when you look at, people traditionally think of over-the-road truck drivers. And we train for Class A CDLs, which is in fact an over-the-road truck driving situation. But I would submit that there is probably a greater number of careers in commercial driving in all other avenues of the CDL industry than there are with over-the-road trucking. For example, when you talk about CDLs, you're talking about a vehicle size and weight of a certain size. And as a consequence, you have to have a license to drive that size commercial vehicle.
Right.
And so vehicles like coda buses, school buses,
yeah,
dump trucks, utility trucks,
right,
trash trucks, coaches, custom coaches, all of those things fall into the commercial driver or CDL realm.
Okay.
And so all of those are in fact opportunities that you can get relative to a commercial driving job. The other piece is there's a fallacy with respect to a CDL over-the-road driver or the trucker.
Okay.
That's changed tremendously because trucking companies in the industry realize that people life and lifestyles have changed. So being home with their families, being home helping to raise their kids is important. So there was a time when you would drive from Columbus to Los Angeles and be gone for the week. Now you'll drive from Columbus to St. Louis and you'll drop the trailer, pick up a trailer coming from California, and then come back to Columbus and they'll return back and you're home within a day.
Okay.
So those are the kinds of things that are happening in the industry that are changing it. Then there are also the trucking jobs that are local and regional.
Okay.
For example, if you want to drive for a Walmart or a Target or a Kroger, all of those have regional warehouses where you pick up their merchandise, drive to the local retail outlet, drop the product, and then go back to the warehouse and you're home at the end of the day.
Nice, that's pretty convenient.
And so that provides tremendous opportunities for those individuals who don't want to go over the road, have a Class A, and can take advantage of that driver's license.
That's awesome. That's good stuff. So hopefully y'all all got that, right? So a lot of opportunities within the transportation industry in itself, especially once you get that CDL, there's a lot that you can actually do besides just drive a specific truck. All right. So cool. Let's go into the why. You started there, so let's talk more about why you're doing what you're doing.
Well, you know, World War II, Vietnam, and other wars where our fathers, grandfathers raised families driving trucks. Those individuals are baby boomers or post-baby boomers right now. Okay. And so they're leaving the industry in record numbers from a retirement standpoint. And millennials, Generation Xers, and younger people just aren't entering the industry at the same rate in which they're retiring. Okay. And it's creating a huge need and demand for CDL drivers. That's one reason. The other reason is just the way we do business anymore. Okay. The online kinds of ordering. E-commerce. The e-commerce business has totally changed the game in terms of the bricks and mortar. So a lot of us, you know, shop, basically do a lot of our shopping online. And as a consequence, moving durable goods and services across the country, as well as local and regionally, has created even a further demand than some of the more traditional kinds of transportation for the trucking industry.
So we're looking at a pretty competitive environment then, due to that demand.
Well, because of that demand, there's a tremendous need for drivers. Also, because of the shortage of drivers, it's driving the rates of pay, salary, and benefits up as well. Okay. So, for example, when I got into this business about 5 or 6 years ago, the average salary is about $35,000. Okay. Now the average is closer to $45,000 and closer to $50,000 to start. Yeah. So for those individuals who are looking to change careers or get into a career, after only 4 weeks of training, there's a tremendous opportunity to really transform your life.
So let's get to the meat and potatoes, right? Like you're an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And obviously you had a foundation in the background and you understood business. But when did you know, right? So for all those people that are thinking about being an entrepreneur, starting a business, when did you know that this is what you needed to do to step into your own realm of being an entrepreneur and owning your own business?
Well, I think early on in my life, I left Mobile, Alabama at 18. Okay. And so I just had pretty much a fairly adventuresome spirit, you know, for change and you know, adventure and just new things and exploring new things. And so I've kind of been a risk taker, so to speak. And,
just a little bit.
Calculated risk, though.
Right.
You know? And so I kind of knew early on after entering the banking industry, which is a fairly conservative industry.
Okay.
And one that kind of requires you to pay your dues, so to speak.
Right.
And so with me having the kind of personality and spirit that I had, I just knew dealing with day-to-day entrepreneurs as a commercial lender,
right,
dealing with those individuals, I realized early on that I wanted to be like them.
Okay.
Because there were a number of things that really kind of convinced me that that was the life and lifestyle. Those individuals, they were pretty much taking charge of their own destiny. They were kind of captains of their own fate.
Right. That really had a tug on you, piqued your interest in
absolutely.
Yeah.
Those individuals truly, with their own vision, were able to kind of map out their own life and determine their own lifestyle. And then secondly, for me, the finding the business that not only allowed me to make a living, what has happened is capital transportation relative to our ground transportation company as well as our academy has allowed me to provide an opportunity to kind of give back to our community.
Okay.
And so I've always been one of those individuals who were interested in community service and that kind of thing. And so the employment opportunities,
right,
as well as looking at brothers, particularly black males,
right,
returning from an incarcerated environment, understanding what the criminal justice system has done to many of their lives, and in some cases unjustly. The CDL school situation allows me an opportunity to help those individuals come back to their community with a real life skill, a real skill that provides opportunities that could prevent them from going back to the life and lifestyle in which they were accustomed to or got them in the situation in the first place.
I think that's pretty amazing. I think it's quite impressive that you've created a platform and an opportunity that can have such a significant impact on so many people's lives.
Absolutely. You know? And that's one of the great things. And speaking of that, one of the things we're doing right now is we have a contract with the Ohio Department of Rehab and Corrections, where I take my equipment, I take my instructors, our curriculum, and we go inside the walls of Richland Correctional Institute in Mansfield and Grafton Correctional Institute in Grafton, Ohio. And 6 months prior to the individual's release, we actually assist them in getting a CDL.
Wow.
And within that time frame, they get their CDL, and upon their release, capital transportation helps them and identify employment and place them on a job where they have, again, salaries that are livable wages with benefits, and they go back into their community with a job skill.
Wow, that's impressive.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're actually putting Richard Crockett on blast, y'all. It's things like that where he's literally changing lives and making a difference and having an impact, and we want to make sure everybody's aware of it. So talk to me a little bit more. So there's some other things that I heard that you're doing in the community, even outside of that, that's really having an impact. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, for the past 20 years, there's an event that takes place at the Bruce Howard Recreation Center.
Okay.
It's called All-Star Saturday.
An
Easter egg hunt. So many of you have heard about it, but that is something that started about 20 years ago when my oldest son was about 5 or 6.
Okay.
And you know, there was a city. We had a little small round robin tournament of 6-year-olds that were participating in sports at the center. And there was an Easter egg hunt that particular day, and city sponsor, and there were a tremendous number of kids who came to that Easter egg hunt expecting candy and eggs, and there just wasn't enough resources at the time. And so to watch kids walk away from an Easter egg hunt with crying and some of the disappointment that I saw that day, I went to the director and told the director that I would like in addition to the small basketball tournament, of maybe 6 or 8 teams that we were doing, we wanted to take over the Easter egg hunt and have my company, Capital Transportation, sponsor both the Easter egg hunt and the little basketball tournament.
Nice.
And what that grew from was about 100 or so, 50 to 100 kids in the first couple years, to it's been kind of morphed into, I think the last one was about 1,500 kids.
Wow.
This past Easter, and we have a basketball tournament that consists of ages 6 all the way up to high school, girls and boys.
Yeah.
And so it's a day-long family event that basically has caricature artists, balloons, food, a whole lot of other things that, if you've been in Columbus, hopefully you've heard about it.
Yeah.
And it's just a tremendous event that the entire community has gotten behind, thanks to Radio 1 and Walmart and a number of our sponsors who've helped us really get that off the ground. And probably in the last 6 or 7 years, which you're probably referring to, I started an organization called the Metropolitan Youth Foundation.
That's right. Yeah.
And that foundation, prior to that, everything was funded through Capital Transportation. And about 5 or 6 years ago, a good friend of mine, Janet Jackson from United Way, told me that there are lots of people, companies out there who would love to help you with that event through charitable giving. Okay. And so I started the 501c3, and we were able to get sponsors, and it's just
nice. It's exploded.
Exploded.
Yeah.
So that's a community organization, Metropolitan Youth, whose mission is to assist underserved youth in the areas of education, community service, health and nutrition, and leadership. And so we work with young people who are going to college. We help them either in the areas of scholarships, SAT, ACT prep.
That's pretty good.
Tutoring. So we do a number of things that
it's pretty comprehensive.
That helps underserved kids. And it's been a great group of people. We have a board who are really active with what we do. And so they do a great job.
That is awesome and inspiring all at once.
Very much. And I'd be remiss in mentioning this Saturday, October 6th, at the Creekside Gehenna. We're sponsoring our 3rd annual Live, Laugh, Run 5K. Nice. And it's a kind of a fundraising event where adults run for $30, but we encourage all young people, kids. Kids actually get to participate for free.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And so it'll be really a great event. And last year we had about 200 or so runners. You run in it.
Oh yeah, I did run. Unexpectedly too.
Actually run, but it's a run-walk. But you did a great job. But anyway, it's a great event. It's taking place at 9 o'clock sharp. It's a 5K. It's usually over in about an hour. And so we got a DJ, we have food.
I remember the food.
It'll be a great event. So we just like that, not only provide a kind of a health, nutrition outlook, because I think in our community, childhood obesity, and with MYF being a youth-oriented organization, we certainly kind of focus on some of those things, and health and nutrition is one. And this is our way of promoting kind of a healthy lifestyle. And so the Live, Laugh, Run 5K this Saturday, October 6th at Creekside, 9 o'clock.
That's awesome. As a matter of fact, those details are on COLUMBUSBLACK.com in case you're wondering. And
if you can't participate, we certainly would request that you go online, take a look at the hot card, and certainly feel free to make a generous tax-deductible donation to the organization.
Throw that tax-deductible piece in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff. All right, so walk me through this, right? So that's really awesome information, right? So you're having an impact, you're changing lives through the business.
Yes.
You're changing lives, obviously, through your foundation and the programs that you're doing, really comprehensive. Walk us through how do people get in contact with you if they're interested in the academy or supporting your foundation. How do they get involved to help support the efforts that you actually have going on?
Well, you could, first of all, we're located at 1170 North Cassidy Avenue. That's at Johnstown and Cassidy. And our phone number, again, we're Capital Transportation and/or Capital Transportation Academy. Again, 1170 North Cassidy. The phone number is 614-258-0400. And the persons that are really engaged in our recruitment aid activity is a guy by the name of Bob Causey.
Okay.
He's our workforce development and manager of recruitment.
Okay.
And so Bob is the way. We also ask that you maybe take a look at going on to our website. Actually, on our website, it's CTA, the number 4,
okay,
CDL.com. And that's CTA, the number 4, CDL.com. And there's a video, there's a production, a promotional video, and then our entire website that tells you all about what we do here at Capital Transportation Academy.
How do we help you continue to be successful? What can we do as a community to help you get to your next level, your next milestone?
Well, I tell you, one of the things for me is I'd like to see more of our people, particularly our young men, take advantage of this opportunity, because this is one of those windows that just open up in the industry right now, where we don't know how long this is going to last. But this is a wave and an opportunity for individuals who are really struggling, trying to find their way, and to gain a valuable job skill that is in demand, with a livable wage and benefits. And even if you don't do it permanently, here's an opportunity for you to find a job and a job skill that will support you and your family until you figure it out. And so I would encourage those of you, again, who listen or see this, is to really go on our Facebook, take a look at our Facebook page, take a look at our promotional video, and the kinds of things that we're doing here at Capital Transportation. Share that information with your family and friends. Get the word out to allow us to help you help us help you help you. So that is really important, is to share that information, because information is key. And I'm saying a lot of times people are really surprised that we're even here. A lot of people don't know about us. There are others in the industry that have been here far longer than us. But to share the information about what we're doing here at Capital Transportation Academy, that's so transformational in such a short period of time, is probably one of the best kept secrets in Columbus, and through Columbus Black and your efforts and the efforts of the people who are listening to this, we can kind of unveil that secret and let people know that there's tremendous opportunity here at Capital Transportation.
I would have to say that was well said, right? So he just said we're going to reveal the secret, and that's exactly what has taken place today with Columbus Black on Blast. We wanted to bring it to you all. Now it's up to you. Share this information with your family members, your friends, the opportunity that really exists with Capital Transportation. You just heard it yourself from Richard Crockett, the president and CEO. He's told you as clearly and transparently as he possibly could. So, without further ado, I have a few key messages, and then we're going to wrap up this segment. Remember, once again, visit ColumbusBlack.com. Get all the details that you need for any information, things that are going on in the city of Columbus. Make sure you download the Mile app. You can get it in the iOS store. You can get it in your Google Play store. Just put in M-Y-L-E or M-Y-L-E space events on Android, because that's what we do. We make your life entertaining through that platform. And once I wrap this up with Richard Crockett, we're going to catch up with y'all, but I want to make sure y'all share it. And Crockett, I have one last question for you. Is there anything that Columbus Black has done for you?
Well, I can tell you that many of you don't know, but Kevin, or you may know that Kevin's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. When he came to town, I was one of the first people that he kind of hooked up with. And that's been a few years ago. And so certainly Kevin has been a tremendous resource and asset to Capital Transportation, both the ground transportation company as well as our academy, and again with the Metropolitan Youth Foundation, in terms of doing the great things that he does from a marketing standpoint. And so we are certainly grateful to Kevin and the wonderful job that he and his staff and production people do to bring the word to the community and the things that are happening in the city. So, Kevin, I'm grateful that all that you've done for me.
Appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. And when your needs require marketing assistance, please remember Kevin, Lloyd, and
nice plug.
Columbus Black.
That's right. All right, good stuff. So on that note, everybody, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I do want to give a quick shout out to Ohio Media School for helping us out with the editing and production of this video. And once again, visit us on COLUMBUSBLACK.com. And on that note, Columbus Black on Blast.